And it is going to be PENTA versus NiP, first game of the day, live here in the studio. So you guys at home, PENTA, NiP. NiP massive favourites coming into this one, no doubt about it. We just saw they picked up 5 wins, but more importantly, PENTA are 1-8 in the league right now. They have just got themselves their full-time contracts. We'll see whether that makes a difference because we've not seen too much improvement over the last 2 weeks.
And they've only played against, actually they've only played Overpass once as this new roster, and it was against NiP where they lost 16-7. So past results not really favoring them. But NiP, they're starting to finally get on form a little bit as we do kick off week number 4.
Nice little boost here from Strux. It is Overpass, as you can tell. Guess we didn't make that clear to you. Forest not going to get his pistol ace this time around. First man down. Little boost not going to work out. Strux gets dropped instantly. Nicely done there from Freiburg, but Alu will get down quickly with a counter. Stavros tries to rotate round. Is going to get 2 down before he's pinned out. NiP, they've got the bomb position moving in. Get right once again on the lurk. There's the plant coming in. Trying to sneak around. It is all on Tabson. Good lord, that was some serious glass breaking going on there. Tabson's going to get picked off. Get right, we'll find him. That's an easy start for NiP in the end there. Got themselves nice into A-side.
And, you know, you kind of have to look at how the round started. We saw Forrest go down first to PENTA, and then Alu quickly fell thereafter over towards Long, and he was the man to kind of be a little bit of a flank to kind of stall and maybe catch him off in the backside, but unfortunately he got dropped. Luckily for them, though, Get Right was able to hit quite a few of the shots, and we do see, what, 2 AKs, a Glil, MAC-10, MP7 mixed up, and a Scout for Stavros here. So I'm curious to see how he's actually going to be using this. Alu
exists in Freiburg, all going towards Stavros here. So they're going to be going in towards it. You might get a little pick on one of them. See if you can get a knockdown. There it is. Does manage to land the shot. Actually tagged both of them up. Caught Exist and Freiburg with the one shot there. Obviously wasn't enough to take them out, but it does give enough information immediately. PENTA on the rotate. They're going to get 3 members on towards A side. We'll see whether NiP decide to change direction here. Crystal's sitting. Crystal's pushed heavily actually on B side, so they know everybody is on A. He's got himself tucked away in tunnels.
Yeah, he's maybe hoping for a rotate to come in or maybe a flank, but Garrett's going to be waiting for him. Force charges straight into the site, gets taken down by Trebly, and that is a good start for NiP. Look at the health, or sorry, for PENTA. Look at the health bars of NiP. They're not that healthy. Exist is so low, but Alu able to find the respawn. Tabson, though, trying to come up with the deagle. He can't connect the shots, and the bomb will get planted.
Oh, cheeky little shot there from Tabson. And now Crystal, well, he was over on B side. He's got it all to do, almost a nigh on impossible task. Alu, possible to take down, has got the head armor on, as is Freiburg, 31 health on him, but Get Right, you can see 100 health. Should be the front man, and he is by the looks of it. That's going to be the first man Crystal sees as soon as he peeks over this corner. Get Right staring right at him, knows that he's there, and they're just going to back away. Bomb's going to go off. See if Crystal can get anything from it. Almost did. 1 health on Freiburg. Can he get away from the bomb? Yeah, he looks like he's clear. Looks like he's clear. So he's got himself away from this one. So 2-0 start for NiP. PENTA coming into this one. Rank outsiders despite their changes. I know they're looking for a coach as well, because I actually spoke to someone this weekend who was approached to be the coach.
Oh, come on, don't hold back.
But no, I can't give him his. I don't want to give him away. He works for a different company, so I can't. Like, I can delve. I know they are actively looking for coaches though, which is good for the organization. You know, these are organizations, especially PENTA and Mousesports, organizations that were, as of what, I guess like months ago, were almost down and out in CS:GO. They were looking at, you know, financially, should we continue in the CS:GO scene? Now, obviously, of course, the CS:GO scene picked up massively over the last year, and now they've suddenly gone, you know what? Everybody's contracted. They're maybe even looking at gaming houses.
I'm curious to see how that'll actually turn out for them. PENTA still needs to get over this slump, though, of this trouble they've been in with their roster kind of being scattered over onto the Mousesports side. But it should be a clean round. Crystal, last man remaining yet again. And I don't think NiP is going to lose a single man. But, you know, PENTA, we compare them to Mousesports. You have to compare the 2 German teams in particular, just because, honestly, from the same region and because of the history between the 2 teams. PENTA has not come together like we've seen Mousesports do. Mousesports had some phenomenal wins against Envious and Titan just in the last weeks alone.
The thing is, like, we were looking at them. Like, obviously, when we originally saw them, we were like, that's a great result, you know, taking down Envy, taking down Titan. But then we've seen Envy losing multiple games over last week. So suddenly, was it such a great result for Mousesports? I mean, a win's a win. Don't take anything away from that. But when suddenly you see the team slipping up against all sorts, you suddenly think, okay, maybe we probably shouldn't get too cocky in our performances. But here we go. They're full rifle round coming out. Crystal's going to be with the AWP. It's Strux and Stavros pushing up aggressively in the restrooms. They're going to get forced back. Alu is on the push.
All right, so the op out of Crystal. He is actually watching over towards upper. We'll be rotating. Freiburg, though, getting taken out by Trouble with a nice little boost. So Penta, they do have the man advantage. And they've had it before in that pistol round alone. Get ran Alu with 2 smokes apiece and a Molotov on Exist. It looks like they maybe want to go for a hit towards B, but that kill from Tabson on a Get Right might have just completely shut that down. They might have to rotate back towards this A site. But now being 3 men down and penetrating this A site with Crystal, who has the op still, is going to be almost an impossible feat. It's doable, but it's going to be so difficult once he gets into a prime position to defend.
This is exactly what he's about to do. Smokes out the left side, knows he only needs to worry about the right. Checks towards restrooms, checks towards long, nobody there. Caught a glimpse of one in restroom, quickly takes down Forest. And now this is suddenly looking like a simple round for Penta. Exist gets flashed out, bomb is loose. Bomb was with Freiburg that was dropped in that restroom, so now they have to try and get in and recover that one. But now it's a 4-man defense. They've just left Tabson on A. Crystal trying to get a couple of wallbangs off. Oh, that shot landed. Strux gets Alu down. Switches across. 1-man stands. It is Exist. And that was a straightforward round in the end for Penta. So first rifle round goes to the CT side. And NiP pick themselves up those 3 easy rounds. They can afford to buy straight back on this one. We'll see, though, how much of a dent they can put on Penta, because Penta held strong there. They didn't lose a single... they lost 1 at the end, didn't they?
Well, okay, what was so dominant about that hold was the fact that Penta, they constantly flashed out Alu, who was over towards long. Like, he wanted to push up to get a flank yet again, like we saw in the pistol round, but they kept him out of the equation. You're waiting for NiP to have them rotate in to help out, but now NiP looking for maybe a B push. It's going to be a little bit aggressive. Crystal does get taken down as he does secure one himself, but they're flashing themselves through. It's going to be all into trouble to defend on the site.
Tabson was flashed out, but he did get the support of Trouble. Now they're going to rotate in. Tabson's still in pit, going to get taken down. Get Right will find him at pillar. And they're peeking out. Trouble in Strux, they've been smoked off. They will get the bomb plant in here if Get Right wants to go for it. Should be able to move in. Stavros now.
Thing is, they're smoked from water. They can't see into water, and that's why they're being so cautious with this bomb plant. They're trying to bait them out so they can get the man advantage, and they do get it down to a 1-on-1. Get Right with 2 kills, Trouble with 2 himself. And the bomb, it's actually not even making its way towards site just yet. Trouble trying to get onto the high ground as Get Right is waiting for him to be aggressive and push out. My question is, though, has Get Right been spotted leaving the site, or has he been spotted still in the site? Because I think Get Right's expecting the rotate to come in.
Well, I'm not sure. I think Trouble can just come straight above him. I don't think he's looking. He's staring. He's focused onto there. But Trouble, though, cannot see him unless he drops down.
But he's faking it. He's making Trouble think he's going upper because he's taking so long to go for the bomb plant. And this should be a bomb plant. You can see him. He's watching towards upper now. He might just barely spot Trouble. I think he did just catch barely a glimpse. But with 25 seconds on the clock, it's going to be an after plant situation. Garrett has the after plant advantage, and Trouble has no health to work with. He does, though, have a Molotov and a kit.
Now he knows that it's over on B, but as you say, it's definitely in the hands of Get Right to come out on top.
The challenge.
That Molly's going to go straight past. Is Trouble going to check? That's the question. He's going to jump straight in the water. Should be safe. Get Right, though. I think he heard the steps. Yeah, he's covering off the bomb site. Will be an easy kill. Get Right gets himself a 4th round and a triple in that one as well for him. So nicely done, Get Right. 4-1 NiP. And Get Right already starting off well here. You can see 8 kills on the board for him, so it's been a good start.
Well, does he know you're casting him?
Well, he does.
Okay.
And so maybe Penta. Well, I mean, as much as my casting seems to be cursing them, if they lose to Penta, they got more troubles than just my casting curse.
Oh.
Hey, it's a fact. It's a fact. It's true. Get Right's going to throw out the grenade. Trouble will not get caught by that. It's a straightforward pistol round for Penta this time, so not expecting a great deal from them. Just P250, 5.7s. But Stavros aiming just a touch too high on that one. Forest will take him down. They're going to be pushing on through. They're stacked out here. Exists as soon as he opens that door. Will get his head taken off by Tabson. Trouble also found one. So, not bad. Getting themselves 2 in this pistol. If they can prevent Forest and Get Right pushing through. And that's exactly what they did. They got a good tag on towards Forest there. But now Get Right is in a position to create an opportunity. He's already picked up 1. Can he get himself another triple?
Well, currently, he's just stalling for time. 50 seconds left to work with. He's waiting for Alu and Forest to rotate in to help out. You can see they have smokes to work with, so it's not like this is going to be, a bear rush into the site. Tabson, again, not on that much HP. They have not allowed Penta to pick up the gun either. Forest Get Right, they're on the push.
Forest in a good position, yeah. Tabson's got Caught between a rock and a hard place now. Does he go for Get Right? Oh, got a good tag on him. Switches across, gets the shot onto Forest, and that's the bomb down. That gives him the information and an AK. Can he spin around? Oh, he wasn't expecting someone to double back through tunnels there. And Get Right comes around. They managed to get themselves a second. Crystal with an AK.
They don't know he's there. They do not know he's there. They can see, he can hear the bomb going down. He's going to get the kill on the He's going to be in a one-on-one against Get Right again. 2 rounds running.
He had to do better, though, surely, with that first shot. Took him a lot. Did manage to get the kill, though, but Get Right, well, like you say, once again, in the defensive position, holding tight this time. Crystal, no flashes, no armor. Yeah, I was going to say he's going to go for the save here, I think, unless he's going to go for the other tunnel.
He doesn't have a kit. He's just going to back away. If he had a kit, he might have gone for it, but saving the gun is probably the most important thing for him to do. And Get Right is actually heading back towards CT spawn, just trying to escape himself to maintain the gun, because they did lose around 2 rounds ago. But one thing I like to look at is how these teams play the CT side on Overpass. We've seen teams like Fnatic get very aggressive. They push out Fountain with like 2 or 3 people almost every round once they do have a semi-stable economy. But Penta, they're more like, all right, NiP, you can come to us, you can work the beginning of strats that you want to, and we're going to try to beat you in the aim battle when you try to hit one of these sites with some counter flashes and counter smokes. And I'm curious to see if Penta might change things up when they do get a little bit more comfortable on the CT side.
Well, Crystal's been able to get himself the AWP once again. Hasn't got head armor, but doesn't really need that.
They're pushing
against AKs. As you say, they're pushing Fountain. Crystal's in a good position. Strux is as well. So they have the restroom set up. Get Right's the only man that's going through tunnels. Trouble may find him. Alu is going to challenge. Alu's going to take a peek around there. Crystal so ready for this one. Good flash, actually. Caught him out. Alu will have spotted it. Tries to draw his attention. Doesn't get the shot, though.
But Crystal has to help. He has to maintain the spot against Alu, because if he does actually backs away, Strux is going to die from Alu. So he has to maintain this, hold on to his position. And Strux peeks around. He gets taken down by Alu. Now this weakens their A-side defense. And Get Right is still causing a major disturbance over towards B. Penta, they just don't have a read on the situation.
The bomb was left all the way back in spawn. Get Right looks like he's on the rotate to go and collect that one. Alu's grenade is going to find Stavros, force him back. Alu very low, but they have managed to push up on towards restrooms, and this is what Penta in a real tricky situation right now. Tabson's managed to rotate and get back in there, but there's still only 2 in the site at the moment. Tropley and Crystal. Crystal had rotated all the way back over to B, so whether he was just keeping that AWP safe or whether he's expecting something over at B, I don't know. But Forest gets Stavros down. Tropley on the rotate, but they are a little late to the party, and there's 5 members of NiP that feel they're invited.
Well, and they have Crystal with the op over towards B. They need him over towards this A side as the flashes, smokes all raining in. All are going to be sitting back towards long, and Tapson getting completely smoked out towards Truck. And he will get picked off by Exist. I think just like a little bit of a crack in the smoke. And now Trouble and Crystal, I would imagine they're going to save these guns. Like, there's not a lot of HP on the side of NiP. But now with Crystal the last man alive, he has to save this op. And I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Alu's going straight for him, but he gets the kill. Sorry, that's Forest. And now they know exactly where this op is. They're going to chase him down, and I honestly am not sure if he can escape with it.
Oh, it's clever, though. He's going back into B. Might be able to spot Get Right coming over Sniper. Will find him. Now he knows they're coming towards him. He's going to be Exist in the tunnel as soon as he hops around the corner. Oh, he's running straight into the arms of Alu. Freiberg up behind. If he's got to go quick, he's got to go quick. Comes around, spots Alu out. Beautiful stuff. Gets himself another. No, not quite. They lined up. That could have been an ace. That was so close for Crystal. Whew.
Well, they do get the op out of his hands, at least at the end of that one. So they do limit the economy out of Penta yet again, force him back on the save. Crystal really proving he's a formidable op. Unfortunately, you know, that peek towards long he was doing against Alu, if he would have secured that kill, it would have allowed Strux to play a little bit more safe inside those bathrooms. So he was forced to peek out to help out Crystal since he was low on health. And eventually it was just 1 by 1 until NiP was able to penetrate the A site. But this time on the save, just buying up some P250s. They have pushed up again towards Fountain, but Force, he's got the AK, he's got the smoke to cover off bathrooms and look down towards stairs. Gets the 1 shot onto Crystal. And this should be able to clean up this kill. Oh, he turns out the last second, but he finally does get the right angle. And Stavros goes down. Should be another round for NiP here.
Well, slow to react there, Stavros. Strux is going to try and push through the smoke. Is going to try and catch Freiberg off, but of course, P250s versus AKs generally will only go one way. Trouble is going to come around. He's got a good flash on towards him. He will find Forest, but now he's in a 1-on-4. That grenade's going to go out. He's just trying to delay his time, trying to slow things down. Alu will get him, and it's 7-1. This is a good charge for NiP. Really good T-side start for them, getting a lot of points on the board. And really good kill spread as well, actually. Everybody's starting to pick up their weight here in the 9th round. Everybody back on the rifles, though. Penta have to do something. Have to try and stop this rot because the A site's being overrun. And I wonder if NiP are going to switch things up here. Whether they're going to go over towards B. No, it's just going to be letting Get Right. Oh, Exist is going to go with him this time. Stavros and Strux are pushed up heavily down into connector.
Oh, Get Right, he's actually pushing straight through towards B. He finally does get flashed out. I wanted to point that out because he was being super aggressive. And you don't really see, even a lurker position kind of go for this rotate. He's going to catch him off from the back. Like, I still don't think he's been spotted out just yet. He's making some noise. He gets some good damage in.
There's nobody looking at long right now, and 3 members of NiP are coming along there. Not one person on A site. They're stacked out on B, fully expecting it. Now they're rotating. Now you can see Trouble heading back there, but NiP, if they'd have pushed in a little quicker, they'd have realized that there is absolutely nobody there. Get Right sold a great fake. Exist is still on the lurk. He's still coming around the backside in towards B side. Freiburg flashed out, actually. He's the man with the bomb. Flashed out on long. He's going to go and peeking around the corner. They've just got themselves into position, realizing it is pretty sparse right now on the site. We'll spot out the one on truck. That will be an easy kill. That's going to be Crystal going down. Plant will come in. The smokes are down. NiP should secure the site.
Down a 3-on-3, 3-on-2 is Allen Forrest, the last 2 alive, but Tapson coming up big, picks up 2. Looking for now Forrest, who's over towards long, actually towards site, trying to defend against this. He's buying time, he's got the smokes, but he doesn't have the aim.
Tapson comes out on top, gets himself a triple on site. NiP, I thought they had that one in the bag. But Tapson once again. Tapson, one of those members that, honestly, I feel it could feel a little wrongly, bit of wrongdoing against Mousesports there, getting ousted by Mousesports and coming across to PENTA. They will be playing each other later on tonight, so we'll see how that one works out between them. PENTA coming out on top last time, but yeah, Tapson's, honestly, he's been one of the shining lights for PENTA, I feel, since he's moved across.
Yeah, I mean, they have talented players. Like, there's no doubt about that. You've seen Crystal on the op, you saw Tapson around before. It's just about melding together as a team. And that's hard to do, again, when you feel kind of wrong when you're Tapson or you had 3 of your members taken from you joining an opposing team. It's just, I don't know, I think it's just all in their minds. They need to kind of get out of this mindset. But here we go, quick little push. Stavros picks up the first one. Strux picks up one himself and does shut down Exist, trying to rotate in towards stairs, but doesn't expect a third. And Forrest picks up the kill. Now a 3-on-3, 7-2, still in favor of NiP and Crystal. I don't get the kill now. Again, Alu is just not having a good time towards long, it seems, this game.
Well, I mean, they had a good revenge kill down there in the connector tunnels, but unfortunately, Alu was alone. Forrest and Get Right are going to be pushing on it. Crystal in a good position to catch them off guard. They're going to have to flash around this corner. Are they expecting him to be tucked up so tight? Crystal took out Alu from long range. He's expecting the flash to come in. Spins around. I don't know whether it was the step, the game sense, not too sure what it was. Get Right tries to go for the spray, but Tapson comes out on top. And another vital round for PENTA. Starting to get them on the board here. And that will force a little money issue. Exist has got a chunk of change, but nobody else really. So we may see a bit of a Tech 9 armor buy coming out from NiP.
We'll pick up a couple of Tech 9s. Exist buying armor just to kind of equalize out his money. I think he did drop Tech 9s for the rest of his team too to help out. So they will have all Tech 9s. And some head armor in there too. But in that last shot, it was kind of cool to see Get Right throw a smoke over towards B to kind of distract and maybe cause one person to rotate back. But in the meantime, Stavros pushing towards Fountain yet again. The nade going to do some decent damage, I would assume. Stavros is taken down to 7 HP, but they're trying to overrun him, but they just can't connect the shots, and he will finally fall. That's now gun in their hands, and since they bought armor, it's going to be even more effective. But Strux, will they expect him?
Nice position from Strux, gets one, gets a second, almost got the third, but it doesn't matter, he had the crossfire cover. Trouble, he just mows them down as they come pushing through restrooms. Alu all alone, comes around long, realizes the bomb at the side, but he's got 2 players to beat, Tapson and Trouble. Trouble low on health, doesn't matter, Tapson strikes, gets himself another kill on the board, and PENTA starting to finally put up some resistance on this A site.
I'm looking back at past results between PENTA and the games that they've won. Well, the one game they've won is when they beat Mousesports, and kind of the reason for them doing that was Trouble, Strux, and Tapson all getting 21 kills apiece. And you look at the scoreboard now, Trouble, Tapson are doing fairly well. They're kind of leading the teams within kills alone, but Strux is sitting on a lonely 5 and 10. So maybe if he steps up a little bit more on the CT side, or more importantly, this terrorist side, things can be a little bit different.
Nice boost from Strux here. I think it's Stavros that's just underneath him. But they are about to come out of connector, actually. So if he sticks there, I don't see whether he's looking in the right position. They have themselves... No, they're going to back up. They realize the danger, and they've all stepped back to site, and that's allowed NiP to get out of connector, start pushing restrooms. Alu once again sneaking up long.
Well, they don't have an op this time, but they do have 5 incendiary grenades to stall for time. A minute on the clock. NiP haven't been letting the timer run out too much in this half. Oh, the nice set smoke going to be blocking off front of site to allow them to go for the plant towards it. And they realize NiP are constantly hitting this A site, so let's get some Molotovs to stop them from getting the plant down. But yeah, the wall of smoke is just holding NiP back, as well as PENTA is not able to push through to
There's
really
7 smokes on A site right now. 7 smokes on A site. It's just completely peppered. Nobody knows where anyone is. They're all just trying to push through the smoke. Crystal's going to throw out a molly and try and slow things down. He knows they're in and around there. Wasn't expecting Alu still to be lurking back on long, though. Troubly, the last survivor. tabseN just pushing back onto site with him now. tabseN's gone down. Troubly all alone, but they are low. It's possible. It's Forest, sorry, it's actually low on health, just down to 5 health. Freiburg's going to back away. They're going to rotate. Troubly's going to try and match them for pace as he makes his way around to Sniper, but they know he's there. They've got a good position now. Oh, so close to connecting on Forest there. And now that's going to give him the time. They get the bomb plant in, gets himself one down. Freiburg gets the revenge. And that will be NiP finally getting themselves that 8th round on the board.
That's too close for comfort, too. I mean, they barely got that bomb down in time, and if Troubly hit that first shot in the man cross, then that could have been a completely different story. Either way, NiP, like I said, do secure themselves the 8th round. PENTA going for the buy-up here. Stavros and Crystal don't have actually like any money to spend, so it looks like they're actually going to buy some regular armor. And Crystal going for the save, made for an op into this next round. I mean, if they can pick up a kill and get him a gun, they very well could pick up this round, but it's going to be so damn difficult, especially when their utility and their inventory is so lackluster at the moment.
Well, it's a good spread from NiP. They've got 3 coming up, looking like they're going to go connector to restrooms. Forest is going to be man pushing forward. Alu creeping his way around as well. Strux and Stavros, though, were in restrooms, and they may actually be a bit of an upset for this one. Oh, Forest, is he going to expect a second? Is he going to expect Strux to be there? He could get around the back of them. This could be so well played by Strux if nobody looked his way. He does manage to find Exist. That's the bomb as well. Gets himself a second. Pushes around restroom. Nicely played by Strux here, but now they know his position. Tries to push through the smoke. Get Right was behind him. Didn't check the corner. And Get Right pulls things back. Alu and Crystal going toe for toe down long. It's going to be Alu that comes out on top, and now they're pushing through. Once again, it's Troubly and tabseN on the defense.
Well, it's just now tabseN in a 1-on-3, and he's over towards stairs. It's going to be so difficult to land the shots. Neither team can hit them, but he gets 2. He should not have gotten both those kills, and now he's in a 1-on-1 against Alu with 37 HP.
No
he gets
way.
the tag, not the frag, though. He might pick this up, and he does.
tabseN,
that was
beauty.
a round. They should not have won.
That was fantastic. tabseN once again going huge. Troubly and tabseN over on A side have been a real thorn in the side for NiP. They should be running away with this by now. It should be 10, 11 rounds plus for them. And PENTA, though, get themselves a 5th on the board. But these are CT side rounds. You've got to assume that when NiP make this switch, they are going to be much more solid on the CT side. But as it stands at the moment, I've got to feel that they've not exactly made the best of their situation. Just that 1 AK for Get Right. They're going to push around connector. Strux is going to mow them down. Stavros there in support. As always, this little pairing is really working well. Get Right, even with the AK, is going to fall to tabseN. And this is now going to be simple cleanup for PENTA. Or is it? Exist suddenly pulls out 2 shots that was not expecting. That's the bomb loose, though. Alu will collect the AK, but he's already taken too much damage. And the grenade will finish him off. No armor on him. So, 8-6, just the 1 round to go. What will they do? Buy up everything they can. It's not exactly a pretty buy for NiP. It's going to be pretty much Tech 9s and armor across the board. They'll be lucky if they can get away with a 9-6 here.
Well, last time they did meet on this map, it was 16-7. So just getting 1 more round alone would be a big win for them, just as a morale boost for their team, and to show that they've made progress across the season so far. But it's still going to be a little bit tough. NiP not really on the best of guns so far, as they have Force rushing with that CZ, trying to catch up, trying to maybe catch someone off guard. Stavros inside a bathroom is going to actually get taken down as this does get the kill. And they're pushing straight towards his A side quickly. Force, he's getting right behind him. He's going to catch on Crystal. That should be a free kill. And now just like that, it's 4-on-2.
Suddenly, what was a Tech 9 buy-up has become a possible round. I said 9-6 was all they could hope for, and I wasn't really expecting it to happen. Troubly, though, could cause problems. Does manage to find one. Knows there's another in there. Tries to go for the spray. Does just get himself tucked away into the truck, but Get Right will find him. And it will be 9-6 for NiP. It's a good CT side. Solid start from them. T side, sorry, but That should, honestly, probably have been 11, maybe even 12-3, I would say. Because there was a couple of rounds where they were coming out, but it just down to the pure skill of Penta players, like 1v3s. There was 3 1v3s that counted at least that happened that should not.
I think we could both agree that there were rounds on both sides that the team should not have won. I mean, we saw Troubley in a 1-on-2 when they ran straight towards B. If he picks up the first guy, there's no time to plant the bomb.
Yep.
You saw Get Right pull off 2 1v1s or 1v2s over the B side as well that they probably shouldn't have been able to win. I don't know, just very back and forth. I think it's showing that Penta are becoming a stronger team. It's just taking maybe a little bit more time for them to adapt and kind of learn how each other play than it did for Mouse Sports. But, 9-6, that's not a terrible scoreline for them, especially against a team like NiP. But here we go. We're kicking off the pistol round in the second half. NiP, they do have the lead. And I want to point out one thing before this pistol round fully kicks off. I pointed out Tabson, Troubley, and Strux before. They had 21 kills when they were able to beat Mouse Sports and get their first win apiece. And Tabson, Troubley, and Strux leading the team actually in that game. 13-13, 11 kills. So they were definitely stepping up for their team. And definitely proving that they're the big fraggers to watch out for when you're playing against Penta. But NiP, they have the first 2 kills of the round.
Yeah, Forrest and Get Right collecting those. Alu's got himself in a tricky situation, but he has the support of Get Right, and they will get themselves down. But Troubley has replied here. Troubley now going to have to go huge. Forrest is up against him. Forrest will go down. Troubley now. 2 more left. Going to collect the bomb. Where's he going to take it? Is he going to go B or A? Freiburg, we can see with Exist hanging around the restrooms. Troubley looking for a better weapon. Goes for...
It's making a lot of noise.
Get Right's P2000. He was, but I'm not sure they heard him. Now he's going right around the edge. I don't think they can hit him because he's just right tucked against the edge. They think he's going B. They're going completely away. Troubley's going to get the bomb down.
He should be able to. We do have a kit onto Freiburg, so he's going to need to stay alive, or at least Exist going to be able to have to pick that up. But Troubley's taking his time. I think when NiP rotate towards B, if he doesn't plant within the next 5-10 seconds, they're going to see he's not at B and rotate towards A a little bit quicker.
Yeah, he needs to be...
He just has no idea where they are.
Oh, he's taking a little too long. Look, they're already making the way back. They're already coming to A now. They're already on the way. Are they going to be quick enough? Bomb's going to go down. It's going to toss out that smoke and
is he going to
sit and lurk around it. Oh, he's going to go long. It's a tricky position to hold against Freiburg and Exist. Now they know where he is. They get the tag down. Troubley already down to 8 health, though. Tries to use the smoke with that grenade. Well, Freiburg hung on to it.
Yeah, he kept it in his pocket just for the entire round. Exist defused even though Freiburg had the kills. Being a scumbag, getting the points. I got to point out though, Exist, in the games this last week was performing really well. He actually top fragged a couple of the games that they played. Whether or not they won or lost, the game doesn't really matter too much. But either way, NiP up 10-6. They pick up the pistol round. They have the bye, and Penta, they can't let too much momentum swing for NiP. If NiP get a stable economy and they're allowed to play aggressive towards Fountain, I feel they're going to cut off a good portion of the map out of Penta's hands.
Oh, okay, let's see how it works out. Of course, they're up against the MP9, MP7, FAMASs. It's not going to be pretty, I don't think, this time around. This is where NiP have picked up this really differential in rounds right now. It was just simply from that pistol. They won out the pistol on the T side and now won it on the CT side. Many teams have pointed out, if you can't really win games if you lose both pistols because already you're kind of putting yourself in this bogey situation of being
down
like
6 rounds.
minimum 4 rounds, possibly 6 rounds down. And that's really hard to come back with.
Okay, well, Penta, they did get the bomb plant in the first round, so this will be a buy for them. Their inventory won't be fully bought up, so it might be a little bit difficult, but you can see on the side of NiP, they're still running the 2 FAMASs, so it's very possible that they can pick this up, but they need to play it slow. They need to work off a pick. They need to catch NiP off guard a little bit and work off of that, just like we saw NiP do time and time again. But here you go, NiP, they're not wasting any time. They're being very aggressive towards middle, getting Forrest in towards the stairwell. Strux and Tabson are going to be the 2 men off to his side waiting. The Penta are playing it slow. They're leaving Stavros to watch playground to see anyone pushing towards long. They have Troubley and Christo watching the push out towards Monster Tunnel.
Forrest is going to peek. Oh, and he's going to find Strux and saw the bomb as well. He got just about everything he wanted from that one. He's going to flash himself out again. Doesn't get the second time, though. Crystal will get the support. Tabson was the man he was aiming at. Crystal popped around the corner. Will they expect Alu? Alu pops around. Oh, so close to taking Tabson down. Tabson again. Got himself another, though. And this is starting to get costly in the tunnels. They've managed to recover the bomb.
But Troubley, though, we have to point out Troubley. He's pushed through Monster Tunnel. He's looking to flank around, maybe onto Alu. And he needs to win that 1v1. He had the advantage. He had the first shot. You can't miss plays like that. And GetRight is now the one pushing behind him.
Existence just took down. I don't think they were expecting him there. GetRight is pushing behind, like you said. So now it doesn't, not needed, exist with the FAMAS, just destroys them coming out of the connector door there. So 12-6, NiP. They do get themselves that third round on the CT side. And that was the rifle round brought up early by PENTA. So that's backfired. That's going to force them back to an eco. We're going to see just P250s. Meanwhile, they're up against a full assortment of AKs, M4s, and just about every grenade required.
And Demon, if PENTA can't get at least one more round, maybe two on the board, they will have not really made any progress since they become a team. They would not have been able to play or to do better against NiP after weeks of playing together, and this is something that is going to affect their mentality and affect them as a team. They have to start performing. You got contracts. You've got the safety of being on a team and playing in, you know, one of the biggest leagues out there for CS. You need to be able to win games.
You just got to wonder, I mean, were they pushed too early? Did they go into the league too early? You know, obviously coming in there, PENTA formerly a Legends team. I say formerly because they don't hold that rank anymore going into the next major because they lost it, because they lost the core of the previous PENTA team. Crystal, the last man standing, just sitting around the rock. 50 seconds on the clock, not expecting too much from this one, but NiP, if you look at the minimap, they are not moving. They are staying solid. They are covering up that bomb site. And why not? They have no reason to go looking for Crystal right now.
Yeah, play the time. Crystal's got to come to them, and they know he's on a save, so he's not going to have any real gun to use. And they have a perfect set to actually catch out the trades if they need to. GetRight. This man doesn't miss shots that often.
It was literally turrets. They were all turrets, just swivel, swivel, swivel. And then GetRight finds it. 13-6, NiP looking to close this one out now. But Crystal is going to get the AWP back on himself, so we'll see if he can do anything with it. Almost got the ace in that one round, although it would have still been a round lost. But it would have counted.
Would have looked good. Would have gotten a highlight reel.
It would look beautiful.
Funny enough, just for anyone out there that's really kind of keeping track of what guns the pros are using, even with the M4A1 nerfs because it was increased in price, NiP and Virtus Pro are one of the few teams out there that still use the M4A4. Actually, I think it's Exist and GetRight that still use it, if it's not Freiburg or Forest and GetRight. Just a cool little tidbit. One of the few teams that still uses those guns, because they do seem to spray quite a bit. And Forest and Alu, they two-man stacked over towards long. They have GetRight watching restrooms, and Stavros might just walk straight into a trap.
GetRight's also covering off, but Crystal finds him. That's the opening entry. Crystal is the man that finds it. Stavros took a big tag from the Alu and Forest combo. Forest has backed off, but Alu has stayed. Are they going to expect him to stick around? Oh, they caught his head. Crystal just caught a glimpse of his head. That little jump was enough. Alu realizes it, tries to push forward, will get himself Stavros down. The grenade, if it finds onto Crystal, will be so low. Exist instead will find trouble. And now the A side defense has crumbled. Forrest has got himself tucked in the corner, gets flashed out. Tabson pushing hard onto site. Exist and Freiburg on the rotate. Forrest, though, are they going to expect him to be here? Crystal's about to come around the corner to the right of him. He could easily get a pick it up, but no! Crystal strikes. Exist, though, on site. Gets the support. Freiburg comes in. They're dropping like flies to Crystal. Crystal picking up 3 already. Freiburg's going to come around the back of him. He will find Crystal. He knows one's to the right. And that's going to be Freiburg going huge. Just sprays them both down. Gets the defuse. It's 14-6 for NiP.
Why did Strux jump?
I have no idea.
Why did he jump? There was no point in jumping. I mean, that just threw off his own aim so he couldn't hit a shot. That's...
I never question what the pros do.
I will straight up question that.
Because
Why?
they always have some excuse.
Is it like bound a mouse wheel up and he actually like rolled his mouse? I mean, I don't...
Maybe he was startled.
Maybe? Yeah, he like jumped because he was so scared. I want to point out one cool thing though. We saw it with Crystal and Stavros, I believe that was. You had them over towards long, both of them. And once Crystal missed the first shot on Alu, Stavros was supposed to come in and be able to get the kill on Alu to stop him from pushing down his opper. But I was able to win the 1v1 against him when he most likely shouldn't have. That's just how the kind of the two-man op team setup works when you have someone to back him up with. But Freiburg's pushed up into water very aggressively over towards short. The door, he's going to see it open. He's going to re-smoke it off too, so he knows he has a little bit of time to work with. But he can't get the first couple of shots. Even spraying through directly on him takes...
That puts him in a dangerous position. I'm going to say, now that they know he's there, he's got no escape pattern. Oh, the grenade actually got struck down. Did he have no armor?
No, he got sprayed.
Did he get a spray on him? I didn't see whether he'd done too much of a spray on him. Okay. Stavros, though, is about to get called out by Forrest, who's about to creep around the restrooms. He's not really looking his direction. He quickly spins, caught a glimpse of him coming around the side there. And now they are pushing back on towards A side. It's not the right direction. Exist is about to get very busy. Get right actually on the rotate. Get right in a good position. He's going to get a little peek. He's going to see tabseN, I think, if he pops over. Ooh, didn't quite.
You can hear him coming now.
Yep.
Especially the flash is coming in. So he's got, who's this? Exist over towards Toxic to help defend from these barrels. Looking towards Monster, but he can't get the shot. Trouble, he secures the kill. Get right, though. This is where he excels. Well, this is where he usually excels in those positions as he gets taken out by tabseN.
Oh, commentator's curse. I was going to say, Exist. You kind of have to do better from the headshot, but that's the problem with Toxic. When you're there, you know, you literally are showing your only head. So if something hits you, you're dead. It's straightforward, especially when there's AKs firing in your direction. 14-7 NiP, still in a very commanding position, but Crystal trying to make a difference. The rest of the team starting to step things up here. 17 kills for tabseN, 17 for Get Right. Forest with 20. It's a good spread of kills across the board. Stavros the one that's slacking actually for PENTA. Meanwhile, everyone on NiP is pretty even.
Yeah, actually, I'm really curious about Stavros because he's a solid player. Like, he's a very good player. I just wonder if it's the chemistry and the dynamic of the team that's not allowing him to play.
It's probably just the map. Like, so many players just don't get on with maps sometimes, or just don't have a position that will give them the kills. Struck, so poked out. Oh, he found Forest in the smoke, but Forest somehow came out on top there, despite having his back to him.
Yeah,
and
again, just a lot of 1v1s that they shouldn't be losing, but they're losing them somehow. I don't know what's going on within their team, but like that right there, Force should not have picked up that kill on tabseN.
Something we've seen a lot of watching the North American scene. Some of those shots missed. You're just like, well, that probably wouldn't get away with that when you get to high-end tournament play. PENTA have rotated themselves all the way around to A side. Trouble is just going to cause problems. Good flash there, actually. Caught Exist out. Does get right down. Get right going for the challenge. That pop flash went a little wide.
Yeah, a little
Didn't quite catch. So he wanted to get the dink in towards the tunnel there. Alu, though, realizes there's problems. Forest on a fast rotate heading his way. Alu's trying to hold them back here with the orb. Caught a glimpse of one. Oh, the flash was pivotal. Does manage to get Stavros down, though. Peeks around. Crystal's there. He's going to try and get the second peek in towards restrooms. How he's not been pushed up yet, I don't know. Does manage to find himself a second. Now he knows there's one in the smoke. Gets the no-scope. And Strux goes down. Beautiful stuff from Alu once again.
And if only PENTA knew he was all alone on site. That was the downside. He was by himself. You had to have, Forrest rotate as quick as he possibly could to back him up. But when you have an Opper acting like as a turret in that position, he should be overran. He should be killed. But Alu buying time with the help of the enemy team's smokes to just sit there forever.
I don't know whether you got a chance to see some of the highlights yesterday from Alu, but he's hitting the no-scope a day, it seems, at the moment. He pulled off a ridiculous no-scope from range yesterday. So at the moment, 15-7. Alu starting to pick things up. Get Right starts off the round with a kill as they try and push up. It is just a couple of Tech 9s and AKs. tabseN's going to be the man that tries to challenge Get Right, but Alu and Freiburg have already found one. Get Right will get the last. It's Stavros remaining, the lowest fragger of the score for PENTA. Well, he's going to start himself off one here. Let's see if he can get any more. Almost got Get Right down, but that will be it. It's going to be 16-7 to NiP. Solid score, solid start, and really it was all about the T side. They really picked up rounds, but honestly, it could have been a bigger score. 16-7 is a big score as it is, but that could have been bigger.
I'm trying to think, how many rounds, because I didn't get to pop the scoreboard up in time, did PENTA get on the T side? I don't think they got a single. Well, they got one. They got one round.
Yeah, because it finished 9-6. Yeah, 16-7.
And I feel like when you're a new team, CT side is generally easy to play because it's like you hold a spot, you defend. But T side's all about, can you execute strategies correctly? Can you work around how your team attacks a site, really well? And I think we saw PENTA, their T side is still really weak. I mean, it's NiP. Like, you can't say, oh, they're playing, a so-so team and they still can't perform.
Well, NiP are kind of in a transition period themselves.
They are. They've won now 4 straight, though, so we can give them that.
That is true. That is true.
After being 1-4, though, in the
Get
league.
Right. You won one when I was casting you, buddy. Finally worked. Maybe the curse is broken. Who knows?
I'm waiting to see the GIF he sends you.
I want to see what GIF or GIF, whichever you call it.
Nah, whatever. We're not getting to that discussion.
Yeah. I've always called it GIF. It's all good.
They're now 1-9. And something has to change. Like, they have their roster. Like, I'm not saying kick people off the team. I'm saying something needs a change between now and the rest of these weeks. We're into week 4. There's not that many weeks left. There's obviously 22 games to play, a piece for each team. But if they can't pick up wins, then what's going to happen within the team. Like,
well, they're now all full-time. They're now all full-time. So this has only happened like within the last week. So I mean, they're kind of playing before, but now they're on full-time contracts. Now they're looking to get, I don't know, a gaming house or something like that. We'll see whether that helps. I don't know. Obviously, there was a lot of talk of that on the announcement thread when they had the contracts.
Well, the thing is, individually, you got
to make use of the time. Like, this is the thing. Like, going full-time is quite a new thing to CSGO. There's quite a few teams obviously are there, but they're only real top echelons. Now we're starting to see the 10th place to 15th place teams starting to become fully contracted guys. And it's a really hard thing to do, you know, to move from, obviously, as your passion to being your job. And we know, certainly as casters, to move from a passion to job, suddenly you have to motivate yourself at times. And these guys obviously play CSGO all the time. They love CSGO. But you've got to do the hard work, which is checking the demos back, checking the other teams back, looking at the tactics of other teams, figuring out how you can better them. Like, there was a period of time where NiP were obviously dominating everyone, and everyone just stood at NiP. And now we're at this crazy, weird stage where we've got 6 to 7 teams that have all won tournaments. So there's a lot of demo checking you got to do out there, and you need probably help. They probably need a couple of analysts to help them out.
Yeah, and the big problem that teams have when it comes to making your hobby your full-time job is you could practice 24 hours a day, every day of the week, but it won't make you a better team unless you use the time that you allocate to practicing efficiently, to watching demos together as a team, to everyone working together towards the same goal. And, we've seen, I hate to compare this since it was a long time ago for me, but, LCS, we saw the teams who just got into the league surprise everyone. You could think of Lemon Dogs. I mean, you guys...
Unicorns love this year.
Yeah, I mean, you might not recognize some of the names, but these are teams that came together. It wasn't their full-time job. But once they have the ability to sit down and play as a team and focus, and you have the hunger, they surprise the top teams in Europe. And I feel like we could see that in CS, especially now that it's becoming so big. There's a lot more stable income for these teams and a lot more room for organizations to come into the scene and be like, all right, we'll pay you a salary a month to play this game. We want to see you perform and get better.
We'll see how it works out, ladies and gentlemen. For now, though, NiP are going to move up to 6 wins, 5 losses, 11 matches played, the most of anyone in the league. And that moves them, or keeps them into 5th place. It actually doesn't move them anywhere in the table, actually.
It's dangerous, though, knowing that. They're halfway through the season.
That's 11 or 22 games played, so they are halfway through their season. Anyway, next match will be Virtus Pro up against Flipside. That's going to be on Mirage. We'll be back in a few minutes, guys, with that game.